People often think they understand what it's like to live in a country at war because they see the news, read headlines, watch videos, but it doesn't actually feel like that from the inside. It's not really about events, it's about how your normal life, slowly turns into this very strange mix, I guess, of everyday routine and constant tension that just becomes your background. I'm Kate, I'm Ukrainian, and today I'm in pretty unusual place. This is actually our workspace at the Memory Seal office. So this is where we make our keychains from real tank metal. Actually, the weirdest thing about living during a war is how quickly the unthinkable becomes ordinary. Actually, in the news you see explosions, you see destroyed buildings, you see maps, but from the inside it actually feels different. It feels like a morning where you wake up, drink your coffee, check your work emails, while in the background your phone shows a report on how many missiles were shot down overnight. And you catch yourself thinking oh, only 5? That means it was a quiet night. And it's terrifying, kind of adaptation. War isn't just about the front line, it's about how your daily life changes. I used to plan my life years in advance, but now my horizon, often narrows down to the next 2 hours while I have electricity. And every Ukrainian has not just a weather forecast on their phone, but apps with blackout schedules. And these schedules are more important than the weather, I guess. For me it is. You learn to value hot water and the chance to simply blow dry your hair as an ultimate luxury. So I remember walking home once and the city seemed dead. And then I started noticing this, little lights in the windows. Those were candles and battery-powered LED strips. In Kyiv at that time, people in cafes kept working on their laptops by flashlights. Baristas brewed coffee on gas burners, and the sound of generators was everywhere. I hate generators, that. And that's actually, guys, the surrealism of it, because the world around you might be falling apart, but you keep clinging. How does that word pronounce? Clinging. Okay, I'm Ukrainian. I'm so sorry. Clinging to your normalcy with some kind of desperate stubbornness, and we refuse to put life on pause, even when reality itself tells us it's impossible. But guys, let's be honest, okay? Behind this image of resilience lies a massive, dark exhaustion. When the war has been going on for 4 years, you stop being a hero from a movie. You're just a human being who is drained, and there are days when you wake up from another explosion at 4 a.m. and it's so often here where I live in Kyiv. And there is no patriotism or strength left in you, just pure concentrated anger. That's it. And actually in those moments you want just to scream it all, pack one suitcase and leave for a place where the sky is just the sky, but not a source of danger. You look at tickets, you imagine drinking coffee somewhere in a quiet Prague, Warsaw, I don't know, where your eye doesn't twitch at the sound of a passing truck that sounds like a drone. And that urge to escape, it's like background noise, it's tempting. But then you look at your cup, at the Kyiv is living. But then you look at your cup, at the tree outside your window, I don't know, the neighbors who came up to clean glass after a strike, and you realize it's my home. It's my home. It's my country. And every crack on this sidewalk is mine. And if I live, I'll actually take myself, but I'll leave my soul here. And so you stay. You just stay. Not because you are fearless, but because the love for your home at some point turns out to be stronger than the desire to just save yourself. I don't know if I said that correct, but people often ask me how do you deal with the fear? And the answer is that the fear never goes away. It just becomes your neighbor. You go to the gym, hear a siren and freeze for a second. You look at others, and if they keep working out, you keep going too. We've learned to trust each other on some instinctive level, you know. And the most amazing thing is the humor. It's my favorite. It's probably our main defense. We joke about missiles, about the darkness, and when there is no power for 10 hours, we compete to see whose living rooms looks more aesthetic with candles, for example. It's not actually being lightheaded. It's a way of saying to the war, like, you can take my light, but you won't take my ability to be myself. So war changes how we communicate. Now the most important question isn't like, oh, how are you? But you alive? Are you okay? And we've started to feel the value of a moment so much more sharply. You know, meeting friends, walking the dog, just being able to hug someone, it all carries incredible weight because tomorrow, you know, might be different. But despite all this, there's an incredible concentration of life in Ukraine right now. We aren't just surviving, you know, we are creating. And people often new coffee shops under fire. Volunteers raise millions in hours. It's a state where you realize that every day is a gift. Yeah. Відбій повітряної тривоги. Відбій повітряної тривоги. Давай вже вимикайся, будь ласка. So when you look at us through a screen, we don't need just sympathy. You know, actually try to see us not as victims, but as people who chose life, even though it's damn hard, okay? Believe me, it's damn hard. We are just people who decided that their home is worth holding onto, even when the whole world around is shaking.